I have many hobbies in my life: vlogging, acting, photography, theme parks, attractions, rides, and the category of this video, travel, or more specifically, vacation destinations. If you've been on my channel for a while now, it should come as no surprise that I love to travel. I love the atmosphere and journey of airports and flying, staying in hotels, whether it's average or luxurious. In case you're unaware, I have this strange fascination for hotels, and while I was a kid, don't ask me why. I myself do not know exactly why. All I know is I love staying at hotels, and if you think that's weird, I don't blame you one bit. All I can say is I think there are weirder things in the world than fascinating. Anyway, I grew up on the northern general area of Sacramento, California, although I now reside in Orlando, Florida after graduating high school in 2022. And I'm going to share with you, the viewer, my top 5 favorite vacation destinations and spots that I've grown up going to in California based off of my overall experiences that I've had with them growing up. And by growing up, I mean visiting them on a range from a couple times, starting from elementary school, to multiple times a year growing up. My name is Caleb Kent, vlogger, actor, and content creator here on YouTube. And without further ado, let's start the list. These are my top 5 vacation spots in California growing up. Number 5, Monterey. The latest I've been here was in February of 2020, right before the world shut down. But I definitely plan to stay there again one day since I have a bunch of fond memories there. Part of it was because my family knew friends that owned a house near Monterey there, and we would stay with them to visit and, of course, go to the Monterey Bay Aquarium, which is what puts Monterey on the map in the state of California. But it's also that the city of Monterey is really nice, especially with the geography of the general area. There's a lot of great restaurants to eat at. There's a Bubba Gum location next to the aquarium, so that should give you an idea. And there's a variety of hotels to choose from, including some in front of the water, such as the Intercontinental The Clement Monterey or Monterey Plaza Hotel and Spa. I haven't stayed at either of those properties, but I undoubtedly will plan for it one day. The fact that I know about these hotels and haven't even stayed there should give you an idea of my fascination toward the hotels, by the way. Anyway, they are very cute, have nice rooms. You can reserve some with partial or full views of the ocean, and are located next to all the shops. The last time I stayed there was for a wedding we were attending, and we stayed at the Red Lion Hotel Monterey, which wasn't the cleanest hotel, and there was a constant ringing from the toilet which made use of the bathroom rather irritating. But keep in mind, this was 3 years ago, so they might have fixed it up, and it's possible that we got unlucky with the room we were given. Anyway, Monterey has tons of beaches. You can go down to the waves or cliffs where the water hits these rocks and causes splashes of waves. And just know that it may be chilly depending on which beach you are going to or the time of year you are going. That being said, Monterey is a very unique and cute place to go if you want a good getaway for a bit or to make a stop on your road trip if it's on the way. Number 4, Lake Tahoe. This is without a doubt the destination spot I've hit the most growing up. The roads, the mountains, the views, the forests, the water, the beaches, everything about it just feels like what heaven should look like to me when I get there. Speaking of which, whenever we stayed here and even to this day, we always visit Heavenly Village because there's tons of shop and restaurants to dine at. But what really hits home for me here and sets the mood that I'm on vacation at the same time is the hotel that shares its building structure with the shops and restaurants. Marriott Grand Residence Club, Lake Tahoe. I mentioned in my top 10 hotels video that I grew up staying at this property, but I never mentioned that we knew friends at the time that allowed us to stay in their suite every once in a while, and it was always lovely. I go more into detail about this property in that video if you want to go check it out, but I'd highly recommend staying there. Having visited Heavenly Village a lot growing up, I'd recommend eating breakfast or brunch at Driftwood Cafe and lunch or dinner at Base Camp Pizza Company. Last time I visited Tahoe was in November of 2022 with my friends William, Nathan, Zach, and Dylan. We did lunch at Base Camp Pizza Company, shopped around Heavenly Village, checked out the beach in the cold, did an escape room, and had dinner at this place I also recommend going to, which is Beacon Bar and Grill, located right by the beach. Didn't spend the night in Tahoe that time, but I will be next time I go, which you will see in the future on this channel. And speaking of spending the night, although the Grand Residence is nice, you should also look into its nearby sister location, Marriott's Timber Lodge. And if not, don't you worry, there are plenty of options for hotels in Tahoe, even if it's not near Heavenly Village. There are gondolas in between the Grand Residence and the Timber Lodge for skiing that Heavenly Village is known for, and it has activities on the top. I haven't been on the gondolas before because it's quite expensive, but I plan to use it the next time I go and that it will be open. There's way more to do in Tahoe than Heavenly Village, by the way. I was just sharing details about it because I seriously recommend everyone take a visit there. In Tahoe, you can go on trails, take hikes, hang out at the beach, ride on a ferry on the lake, and right by Heavenly Village are casinos by Harrah's and Harvey's that have arcades underground, by the way. But even without the casinos, Tahoe has tons of stuff to do, and even if you don't like doing expensive stuff, just being there is just so scenic and beautiful, especially when there is snow. Speaking of snow, there are spots to go snowboarding and skiing, as well as spots to go sledding in the winter. When I get to where I want to be one day with YouTube, I will fly out of my way from Florida to take trips to Tahoe. It really is that amazing. If you ever go to California for a vacation, if you can, do not pass this up. I personally believe Tahoe is severely underrated in this country. Do be advised, it is chilly, but it's well worth it. Number 3, San Francisco. Even if you've never been to California, I'd probably have to assume you grew up under a rock if you told me you never heard of San Francisco. I do not know why, but the Bay Area in general just gives me feelings of childhood vacation nostalgia that I can't explain, but I love it. Tons of shops, famous landmarks, tourist spots, and steep streets. Very steep streets. But all in all, I just love this place because it is just so beautiful, especially at night. It's a real shame that this city is slowly becoming more dangerous, as we are seeing crime taking place in the city in broad daylight all over social media now. But I'd still recommend going if you play it safe, such as being aware of your surroundings or making sure that you stay in the more popular and safer parts of the city, like Fisherman's Wharf, Pier 39, or Union Square. The last time I went to San Francisco was at the end of April this year with my friends William and Zach. And we were smart and made sure we only stayed in the safer parts and returned to our hotel before it got dark. Speaking of hotels, I've stayed in multiple hotels in the city over the years, but the one me and my friends stayed at last time I was there was the Grand Hyatt San Francisco, and I'd highly recommend checking it out. In fact, if you watch my top 10 hotels video, I talk about other properties you should check out that are in San Francisco. But I will tell you that if you stay in a hotel here, make sure you book a room with a city view because it will look so charming at night that you will need to take photos to share in your family group chat. It wouldn't be a visit to San Francisco without eating Boudin's clam chowder and a sourdough bread bowl or getting ice cream at the Ghirardelli factory. And if you can't afford it, try to book a tour to Alcatraz Island. I've only been there once, but it was so cool to see. And I love the layout of the city and the bay, the seagulls flying around, the trolleys, the trams, the Golden Gate Bridge, and just everything that makes San Francisco, well, San Francisco. I know a lot of people say that this city is crap, and I can see why they might feel that way, but for me personally, I try to look past it to see its beauty since I feel personally connected to it growing up, especially when that is where I've met up with my cousins and relatives in my life as a kid. As long as you play it safe, make a visit to San Francisco. Number 2, Santa Cruz. I'm mainly going to be talking about the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk general area here, but before I do, I should mention that the whole vicinity of Santa Cruz is what I consider my home for beach vacations. There is the mystery spot, which isn't on the beach, but it's super cool and you should check it out. There's also this hotel in Aptos called Seascape Beach Resort, which I stayed at in August of 2020, right next to Santa Cruz, and once again, you should check it out. And then there's Capitola Beach, which I think is a bit overlooked because of the boardwalk in my opinion. These 3 places are great, but it's the boardwalk area that really sets the feels with this place. Growing up visiting the boardwalk are memories I will always remember fondly. Yes, it was mainly the rides, but it was the atmosphere due to the fact that we are right next to the beach, the carnival games, arcades, and mini golf. The last time I went there was actually the day after the last time I went to San Francisco with William and Zach. We only did a few rides because we didn't have enough time and it wasn't summer quite yet, but I still loved my visit there. Most of it. You need to specify what works and what doesn't. Super rude.
Yeah, they were super rude. We're already strapped in, and the guys were like, hey, can you just hold on to it? Like the guy could just hold on to the GoPro so we didn't have to unstrap and go, whatever. Or if he could go put on the thing, he said no. It's like, what? Why can't you just grab it?
You gotta hire nicer staff. Second, you need to make your policies f***ing clear. Do better. Sorry about that. Anyway, one of the rides that stand out to me for this place is Louvre Carousel, where if you sit on the very edge, you can grab rings from a dispenser and try to throw it into a clown's mouth. And then there's Double Shot, Cave Train, Logger's Revenge, Undertow, Sky Glider, Sea Swings, Fireball, Cliffhanger, and of course the icon of the park, Giant Dipper, one of the oldest roller coasters in the world still in operation today. While the boardwalk is charming, you need to check out the wharf because it offers a variety of great restaurants and shops over the ocean. And we can't forget the beach because everyone loves it here. You will find a bunch of hotels close to the boardwalk and a few with some views of the water, but it does not compare to the only beachfront hotel in Santa Cruz, which is Dream Inn Santa Cruz. While it may be expensive, it's worth the cost. The pool is heated, every room has a balcony and view of the beach, and the interior is just so cozy and modern for the beach. If you want the ultimate Santa Cruz vacation, this is the hotel to stay at. To summarize it all, Santa Cruz is without a doubt a must-stop for California, and you should spend as much time as you can there because there's so much to do while being just so scenic. Number 1, Disneyland. Okay, I'm done. This dude just lists a bunch of places that most people don't know about that he grew up with, only to put Disneyland at number 1. Are you kidding me? Okay, if you are upset that I put Disneyland at number 1, you know what? I respect that. But you have to understand that there's a reason why almost everyone loves Disneyland. Yes, lines and crowds may be a factor you don't like, and I don't like them either. And I say that as someone who goes to Disney World like every week now that I live in Orlando, Florida. But the overall experience is where I fall in love with this place. I enjoy the thrill of attractions a lot, but the entertainment, immersion, and the theming of Disney parks is what makes me happier at Disneyland than any Six Flags or Cedar Fair park. As much as I love Six Flags Magic Mountain for its thrills, it doesn't hold up for my overall experience like Disneyland does. I like how Disneyland has rides that are thrilling enough for me, while also incorporating tons of attractions with the theming, story, and immersion. The atmosphere, design, scent, and the overall vibe of Disneyland is what drives me there more than the parks meant for the thrills. Yes, Universal Orlando Resort does offer more thrills with theming, but I still prefer Disney parks over them, and I've always had this attitude as a kid about these parks. Oh, kind of an unpopular opinion here by the way, but I think I prefer California Screamin' over Incredicoaster. Anyway, I don't know if the sunshine and weather of the Los Angeles vicinity only deepens my love for Disneyland, but it definitely adds to it. And just like San Francisco, it's beautiful at nighttime when everything is all lit up. The last time I went there was in November of 2021, and it's actually my very first video that I made and uploaded to this channel. It's been a bit since I've been last, but I have Disney World to make up for it. That being said, I still need to go back to Disneyland once I can, because as great as Disney World is, it's just not the same as Disneyland in terms of location and complexity, as well as the fact that it's the original Disney Parks resort. This will come as no surprise, but there are tons of hotels all around Disneyland, and the last one I stayed at was an Anaheim Portofino Inn and Suite, which was decent, except for the bed bug mishap, but they made up for it by upgrading our room. At least they tried to accommodate us appropriately. I'm talking to you, American Airlines. But if you want to spend more money for a Disney experience and some extra time in the park, there are 3 Disneyland resort hotels to choose from. Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, Disneyland Hotel, and Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel. Side note, it's currently called that at the time this video was uploaded, as it's transforming into Pixar Place Hotel as announced at D23 Expo. I've only stayed at the Grand Californian, but I plan to stay at the other 2 to see what it's like. What I will tell you about the Grand Californian is that it might be the best. It has a private entrance into Disney's California Adventure Park, it's right next to downtown Disney, and it is so architecturally well done. And the rooms are nice and soothing. Again, I'll stay at the other 2 hotels one day to see what they are like, but I think this will be the best option. I stayed here a few times when I was very young, so I don't remember much, but I stayed there last in June of 2018. And did I mention that downtown Disney is pretty cool with all its shops and restaurants? No? Well, I didn't think that was necessary to add because this is Disney after all. But to sum it all up, Disney is one of the very few things that made me excited to go, that it kept me up all night long before leaving as a kid who had a rough childhood. I hope it only gets better and I can make more memories there in the future. All 5 of the places I talked about here are places that I highly urge everyone to check out and travel to for vacation. But I want to know what vacation spots, whether it's in California or not, did you love visiting growing up? If you'd like to, let me know in the comments section below, as I would love to hear them, as I just might go there one day and maybe make a vlog about it, depending on time, money, location, and place in my life. I'm Caleb Kent, and this has been my top 5 California vacation spots growing up. Over and now, on to the outro.
Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to go check out some other videos that I have made, you're just one click on the channel icon away from doing so. If you want to follow me on social media, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat, and they're listed right over. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share if you wish to do so. And if you are or will be a returning viewer, I will see you in the next video. Have an amazing day.